everybody, it's Stacie Duffy here, your Denver Metro real estate resource, and I'm going through multiple offers for one of my seller clients this morning. It's Monday morning, so we set an offer deadline of Sunday evening because the market is crazy and we wanted to give everyone a chance to see it. So I'd have to go back and check the count. I think we rounded out at about 48 to 50 showings for the weekend, which is more than enough. So we have 5 offers, and honestly, normally the odds would be a little bit, or the ratios would be a little bit higher, but this particular home they're not willing to do some inspection items, or they're not able to fix some inspection items. And so we knew that the offer ratio probably wouldn't be as high, so having the extra traffic was a good thing to give us multiple options. But anyway, every agent's going to do this a little bit differently. And for privacy reasons, I can't show you all the details on these, but I can kind of talk you through how I do it. And maybe I'll throw this down in my FSBOs as well, in case that comes up, but I don't think that's as common. I don't think people are going to get multiple offers on FSBO that often. So anyway, it's important to know what's involved in this, because a lot of people think, oh, you just stick a sign in the yard. And I did another video on using an agent in an extreme seller's market, so I'll link to that down below. But that was a Sunday night at 10 o'clock, and I was really tired. So I don't know the quality of that video. So just to explain some of the things that we do as far as once getting it on the market, there's a lot of prep, a lot of things involved. I'll do another video on that because I have those things handy right now as well for a different listing that I did. But as far as just reviewing the offers, okay, it's not just, hey, what's the highest price, and okay, do they have some money? It's not that simple. So we have, each of these is 17 to 19 pages, depending on the printing format that you do. Not to mention the lender letters that come along with it, any other attachments as far as post-closing occupancy agreement, if the seller needs a rent back. Sometimes I get pictures of earnest money checks. I send those with my offers sometimes if I want to be competitive. Love notes, different issue on love notes and different rabbit hole there. I don't typically include that as part of this package, but I was thinking of what you can see on the back of this offer, but it's just my info, so that's okay. But anyway, so there's a lot of different things, and these are, each offer usually works out to be roughly, 22 pages or so to review. Of that, I'd have to go back and count the fields. I want to say there's 250 or 270 different options in the contract to check, mark, put a date, fill something in, something like that. So our job is to know the contracts. That's what our license is based on, is understanding the contract and understanding what our responsibilities are. So what I do is I have a multiple offer comparison template, and maybe I'll link to that down below. I don't know what I'll do. I probably won't link to it because it's my info, but you probably can't see it. But I just have an Excel spreadsheet that I have. I think there's 26 different criteria that I will pull from the offer that are critical, that most sellers are going to want to compare or make a decision based on, or that are significantly impactful. And then one of those is a notes field where I can put in miscellaneous stuff that I see that I'm like, oh, this needs something, this needs something. But my process is I print out all of the offers first. I know that's a lot of paper, guys, but honestly, it is not worth the risk of missing something. And when I'm going through contracts, I know I can mark things digitally, and sometimes I'll do that, but most of the time it's easiest for me to literally print it out. I take my highlighter and I take my red pen. For those that know me, they know I like to make things bleed when they ask me for proofreading, corrections, opinions, all that kind of stuff. Most realtors are full of opinions, but I want to make sure that if there's anything that the seller needs to know about this offer, whether it's something that doesn't make sense date-wise, or that isn't in their best interest, or that we could counter maybe for some leverage, or hey, here's a good thing, here's a bad thing, whatever, I mark it up. So I go through each offer. Well, I print them out and I label them A, B, C, D, E, and I just go down the alphabet, because that keeps it anonymous when I'm presenting it to my seller. And that's how I put it in my offer template, is offer A, offer B, offer C, all of that. So there's no opportunity for fair housing discrimination based on names, based on pictures, based on love notes, based on anything else. So it's literally offer A, offer B, offer C, and I do it in chronological order that they came in, because that's most reasonable and most fair in my opinion, is hey, here's how they came in, and then we'll narrow it down from there. So I label each of the offers, I go through, I mark them up, And then I put them in my side-by-side template where I talk about price and down payment and how much earnest money and what's their current, is it cash or is it financed? If it's financed, how much are they putting down? Where are they at in the pre-approval process? If they have a lender, I talk to the lender and I do verification and make sure that I know, where are they at? Did they just call the lender yesterday and submit them, and have a 10-minute phone call for a pre-qualification like you hear on the radio? Or have they been working with the lender for a couple of weeks? They've submitted all their tax docs, their pay stubs, all of their bank statements, and they are, rip-roaring ready to go, locked and loaded. So the lender verification is another step, making the phone calls back and forth and catching all of those guys. The good lenders will call me at 9:00 last night, like they did. So that saves me a step. And once I put all of those in, I will sit down with my seller and say, okay, so here's the side-by-side. Here's all of the offers. I take all of the offers with me, and so I have them to refer and have them to present. And I say, hey, okay, here's what we got. What would you like to do? 9 times out of 10, they're going to ask for my advice. They're like, I don't know what to do. Okay, that's why they hired me, is to be their advocate and promote and protect their interests, right? So based on completely unbiased criteria in the offer, I'm going to say, okay, your priorities are X, Y, and Z. So not a price example, because most people's priorities are price. Maybe their priority is getting out of the property the fastest and they don't want to have to fix anything, right? So in that case, we're going to look at closing date. We're going to look at maybe their ability to flex close, because sometimes they can, and all you have to do is ask the question. A lot of people don't even ask. So maybe we'll look at their flexibility on the close date. Who's their lender? Certain lenders can close faster than others. That's really important. And some lenders are known for delaying the process or have a tendency to delay the process. So that's something we can talk to the lender and ask about. And then who has written in there some language about, since, the good agents will call me in advance and say, what's important to your seller? And I'll say, well, here's what their priorities are. And they'll put something in about limiting inspection items or waiving inspection. And I'll do a video on waiving inspection. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think you should always do an inspection, even when I'm representing the seller. And there's things that need to be fixed. I will disclose those things up front that I know about, because legally that's my obligation. And I want people to do an inspection because I want people to know what they're buying. But anyway, I digress. So, but maybe they're just going to say, hey, we'll do an inspection and, but we're not going to ask you to fix anything. We just want to know what we're buying. Cool. Sounds good. So we'll look at all of those things and what the terms, price and terms and dates and everything of each offer are, and evaluate, hey, okay, what meets your needs the most? What's the most important to you? Usually, 2, maybe 3 offers will kind of filter to the top of, these are the best for me. Sometimes those need changes, or the seller's like, I like everything about this, but X, Y, and Z. Or I have in my comparison template, okay, cool, here's what meets your needs, but this is a good offer, but maybe this date doesn't work. Or, they didn't put in a water transfer fee. I run into that all the time. I don't know why people can't fill that box in. It's not that hard. But anyway, maybe there's some minor corrections that need to be done, and we can either counter that offer or ask them to update it. Different things like that, and communicating, and that process takes time. So usually it takes me about 45 minutes to go through each one of these offers, and that takes a while, but I want to make sure I'm not going to miss anything, that my clients aren't going to be upset down the road when the buyer backs out at the last minute because they didn't like the property insurance they could get when they could have gotten a quote in like a week, and now it's 2 days before closing. I've seen people try to get easy outs that way. So there's a lot of caveats in there that you really have to know to look out for, and that your agent works and understands on how to best advise you and to get you to the closing table. So anyway, that's pretty much my process as far as going through multiple offers, how I particularly work it, a lot of the things that I pay attention to. Like I said, I'm not going to do a detailed how-to, because sorry, that's why you hire a good agent. I am not a realtor instructor. Maybe that'll be in my repertoire down the road, but at the moment, not so much. So anyway, if you have more questions about this, feel free to post them down below. And also, guys, this is very state by state dependent. The contracts are different by state. And there are some states even that have contracts that are written and approved based on your local realtor association. I think Florida's that way. So the contract can even differ by, what county you're in certain states. So I can't speak to all that on, hey, can I take this offer, whatever. That's what you hire your agent for. Talk to your agent. But that just gives you an idea of what I do when I go through these things, and maybe what your agent will go through if you're considering like, well, can I do this myself, or do I hire an agent, or what should I ask my agent as far as I'm in a seller's market, what should I know a good agent does versus somebody else that, anyway. So leave some questions down below if you have any. I'll answer what I can and I'll address what I can there. If you're looking to buy or sell here in the Denver metro area, I would be happy to help because I go through these. I also know how to compete very well in the buy side situations. So I got a client under contract recently that I am very proud of. From the day that we sat down and she said, hey, I want to buy a place, to the day that she was under contract was 15 days, 1 day over 2 weeks. And in this market, that's crazy. But in this market, for an FHA buyer with a budget of $225,000 and down payment assistance and not a lot of cash to cover appraisal gap, that's a miracle. So I was really, really happy and really proud of that one. I'm really excited for, because I didn't think that was going to be an option in this market condition, and we managed to swing it really well. So because I review these, I know how to compete and make an offer look appealing to a listing agent and enticing to a seller based on their priorities. So like I've said in other videos, I like to win. And I'm also very particular about how I advise my sellers. So if you'd like to use me or want to interview me to buy or sell here in the Denver metro area, I'd love the opportunity for an interview and to earn your business because you're hiring someone to do a job for you. Please feel free to reach out to me directly. My contact information is on my website, and the link for that is down below. If you want a really good agent in another area, I've got a great network. I'm happy to refer you to someone that's a good fit for you. So reach out to me directly via my website as well. Don't just leave a comment down here, guys. I need some more information. Sorry, my hair's doing this 1970s like Farrah Fawcett thing apparently today. And yeah, thanks so much for the time. If you're liking my video, subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Hopefully y'all are finding these helpful. And if there's any video content that you would like me to shoot, let me know, put a comment, and I'm happy to shoot some more videos for y'all that you would find useful. So thanks so much for the time, and have a great day.